Hey guys, how's it going? It's Russell Matthews here, and I'm back with another CRB update for you. And this is also going to include the CSRB and the CCRB. And I've got good news because it looks like we have more clarity about when you're going to be able to apply for these Canadian response benefits. In previous videos, I outlined how the Bill C4 has been going through Parliament, and there was actually a vote on it a couple of days ago, overnight, and it passed. If you haven't checked out my previous video, I talk all about what qualifies you for these benefits and how it passed through Parliament, so check that out. So all we're waiting on now is the Canadian Senate to pass this bill through. Now, usually they pass the bill through pretty easily, especially when there's such a consensus in the Canadian House of Commons. Again, like I said in a previous video, the vote was unanimous, so everybody supports this bill being put through. The first reading of Bill C4 was in the Senate yesterday, so today it seems like there's going to be a second reading. We don't know if they're going to vote on it to pass it through today or not, but I'll be sure to update you as soon as we know 100% certain that this bill is going to be passed. But I know exactly what you want to know, and that's when can I apply for the Canadian Recovery Benefits, or when can I apply for the CRB? And lucky for you, that's exactly what this video is going to be all about, and we're going to go through exactly how you're going to apply for it as well. Now, it's not up on the website yet, but I'm going to walk through the methods that you're going to need to walk through so you know already beforehand how to do it so you can do it as quickly as possible when these application dates open up. If you're new to the channel, hey, how's it going? Nice to meet you. My name's Russell, and I post all kinds of finance videos, investing videos, a little bit of real estate videos there too, but I just want to share information with people to help them set themselves up for the future and to live a better life. So if that sounds interesting to you, or you want to keep updated with all of this new CRB information, make sure to hit that subscribe button because I'm going to keep these videos coming every single day, anytime that there is a new update. With that being said, let's dive in and take a look at these new CRB application dates. As you'll probably remember, there are 3 different benefits that are coming down the pipeline. The first one is the basic CRB, that's the Canadian Response Benefit. As a quick recap, that's $500 per week for up to 26 weeks, so that's the same $2,000 a month that you would have been getting on CRB. You can qualify for this benefit if you're out of work because of COVID, or if you're still working, you're making 50% or less of your typical income. Then there's also the CCRB, or the Canada Caregiver Recovery Benefit. This is super similar to the base CRB, except it opens up eligibility so that people who need to take care of another person, maybe it's a kid, maybe it's a family member, they're going to be allowed to take time off work to do so, and they're still going to qualify. Whereas in the past, if you had quit your job due to COVID, no matter the reason, you wouldn't be eligible for CRB. Now, if you're doing it because you need to take care of your kid, you're going to be safe to do so. And the third benefit coming down the pipeline is the CSRB, or the Canada Sickness Recovery Benefit. This one's a little bit different because you can only apply for it for up to 2 weeks, and it's the same amount of money per week, that $500 per week, but it's a 2-week maximum. The reason it's only for 2 weeks is that it's intended for people who are working and are starting to experience some COVID-related symptoms. The Canadian government is saying, hey guys, if you feel sick, just go home. You're going to be able to make this money. We all know that there are some pretty crappy employers out there that are really stingy with sick days, so you're going to be able to be paid while you're taking that time off because you're going to be able to apply for this CSRB, the Canadian Sickness Recovery Benefit. Take that, crappy bosses who won't pay sick workers. As it stands right now, it's looking like not all of these benefits are going to be available on the same day. My guess is that this is a strategic move to make the implementation of these benefits run more smoothly. If you remember way back to March, I know it feels like it was pretty much 10 years ago, you'll remember that they staggered your ability to apply for CRB. I'm pretty sure they did it by birth date, saying like if you were born between such and such month, you do it on Monday, you do it on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and so on and so forth. My experience with this system was pretty good because it allowed you to go in there and there wasn't too much website traffic, so that website was always up. I think there was only a couple times that it went down, and you got to imagine you have all of these Canadians, so many hundreds of thousands, potentially millions of Canadians going in here to the same website at the same time. It's a pretty smart move to make sure that you don't have the website go down because of an overload of website traffic. Because of all this, they've split up the application dates into 2 separate days. The first date is October 4th, and the second date is October 11th. So depending on which benefit you're applying for, you're going to be applying on one of these 2 days. But here's the hitch, and many of you might not like this because it looks like the majority of people will be applying on that October 11th date. Anybody who only qualifies for the CRB, the Canadian Recovery Benefit, that's going to be your day on October 11th, not October 4th. Since it looks like this is going to be the bulk of people, it makes sense that they're pushing it back just so they can get everything ready. But on the other hand, it doesn't make sense because more and more people need this money and need it now. So the fact that it's pushed back is going to frustrate a lot of people. Let me know how you feel about it down in the comments. However, if you're looking to apply for the CCRB or the CSRB, that's the Canadian Caregiver Recovery Benefit and the Canadian Sickness Recovery Benefit, lucky day, it looks like you're going to be able to apply in just a few days on October 4th. So as a recap, October 4th, this is for CCRB and CSRB, and October 11th, this is for everybody else on CRB, the Canadian Response Benefit. Now, as a quick disclaimer, things tend to change pretty quickly when it comes to this, but be sure to subscribe to the channel because I'm going to bring you every single update I get, and if these dates change for whatever reason, you'll hear about it from me first. Now that you know when you need to apply, the next thing you need to get ready for is knowing how to apply for the CRB, the CSRB, or the CCRB. At the start of the pandemic, when they introduced the CERB, the Canadian Emergency Response Benefit, they gave you two different ways that you could apply for this. One was administered by Service Canada, and the other was administered by the CRA, or the Canada Revenue Agency. If you applied with Service Canada, your application for these new benefits will be a little bit different than last time. But if you applied on my CRA website, it's going to be super similar to that, and you're probably going to have some of the things that we're going to talk about today already set up just so you can get that money really quick. So if you signed up on Service Canada originally, then listen up because we're going to go over exactly how you apply through the CRA. The first thing you'll need to do is go to the CRA website. Now, it's a long domain name. I'll put the link down in the description, but you can also just navigate to Google. This is what I usually do. Type in CRA and then just follow the links to get you to this page. Next up, you'll click sign into a CRA account and it will take you to a page that looks like this. There's all different kinds of accounts here, but you're going to want to go to my account and it will take you to this page. Scroll down that page a little bit and it will get to a sign in partner login / register, or if you've already signed up, you can log in with your CRA login, but this way you'll be able to sign in through your online banking or register if you haven't registered yet. Again, if you were already receiving CRB and you signed up through the CRA website, you're probably going to know how to do all of this because you'll have applied for each different month through this website. But nonetheless, let's go through it all just so we make sure everybody is on the same page and is ready to be right on top of it when they're able to apply to get their money. So go ahead and click sign in partner login / register. It'll take you to a page like this. It'll be loading. All right. And then it will take you to a place where you can sign in with your online banking account. Depending on which bank you're with, you're going to click a different thing here. So for me, that's CIBC, but I'm not going to take you through the individual steps because it'll all be a little bit minutely different depending on what your bank is, but it should be pretty self-explanatory to follow the instructions that they have to get there. But I'll see you on the other side of this step. Did you make it through that step? I know for me, I had to go in there, I had to sign into my online banking, and it just automatically approved, and then it took me back to this webpage. This page is just asking for you to validate your identity by providing your social insurance number. This is a pretty important step, especially because we saw instances of fraudulent cases of applications for CRB from people who said they never actually signed up for it, but some scammer had made their way into their account and applied for it on their behalf, potentially taking that money. So it's good that they have these security measures in place, but maybe it should be beefed up a little bit. So you'll want to go ahead and enter your social insurance number, and for me that's 1 2 3 4 5. Gotcha. No way I'd be stupid enough to share my social insurance number on a YouTube video. The next page requires you to enter even more sensitive information. This page requires you to enter a specific number from your tax return. I'm looking at it here and it looks like for me it says line 13700 of your 2019 tax return, and to enter the amount that's on that line. Now I know this is a hassle, but it's so important that they keep this secure. So you're going to want to find your tax return, check out what the number is on that line and enter it here. Again, they've got to make sure it's you. At this point, the rest of the information that you're going to have to put in is pretty sensitive, so I'm not going to show you my screen as I do that, but eventually you'll be able to navigate to your CRA homepage. As it stands right now, this webpage doesn't have any information on it about the CRB, the Canadian Recovery Benefit, the CSRB, the Canadian Sickness Recovery Benefit, or the CCRB, and that's the Canadian Caregiver Response Benefit. But if you've made it to this page, then you should be ready to apply for the CRB and the associated benefits when they are available on either October 4th or October 11th, again, depending on which benefit you're applying for. But before you navigate away from this page, there's one thing that you should do. If you scroll down, there should be an option that will allow you to sign up for direct deposit, and it'll allow you to link your bank with the CRA so that they're able to send that money super quickly to you. That way they don't need to send it via mail. It can take a while with the snail mail these days, so it's best to have this set up digitally, in my opinion. When people were applying for the Canadian Emergency Response Benefit, it was within one day that people saw the money in their accounts, which is super impressive for a project of this scale. So I definitely recommend setting up that either pre-authorized debit or direct line to your bank account. And as always, I'm curious about what you guys have to say about this. Are you a little bit pissed off that it's not all on the same day and that so many people are going to have to wait an extra week and then potentially some more time after that to actually get their money? Or do you think it makes sense they're trying to spread it out and maybe ease off the demand a little bit so that their website doesn't crash and so maybe they have a little bit of time to figure things out? Either way, let me know what you think down in the comments. It's also important to remember with this sort of stuff that things change daily. There's always updates coming out from the government. We don't even know if it's going to pass the Senate yet, but it's likely. But if you want to stay informed and stay up to date with all of that information, I'm going to be posting videos right here. So make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you'll know as soon as I post a video and sharing more information with you. Of course, you're going to want to be able to know everything you can so that you can apply as quickly as possible and see that money in your account. Also, if this video helped you out, there's a good chance it's going to help out somebody that you know. So feel free to share this video any way you can to send it out to as many people as possible because, as you know, there's a lot of misinformation out there. So if this information presented in this clear way can help somebody you know, send it their way. So there you have it. We covered the application dates for all of these Canadian response benefits, and we also covered how you can set yourself up so you're already registered with the CRA so you can apply as quickly as possible. That's all the information I have for you today, but I'll see you next time.